We will refer to the field in 5 different zones. This zone here, we will refer to as the half space and the wing. Our basic attacking structure is 2 center backs deep. Our fullbacks are as high and as wide as they can be, while still offering an angle of support to the goalkeeper. Our defensive midfielders want to contain and remember they want to keep this triangle with the center backs. Our front 3 are going to be as high as they can be to stretch the other team all the way. The half spaces basically refer to like the space between the center back and the outside back. This is where the area when we're talking about playing between the lines. As you can see, we've occupied all the space and all the channels. Here's our basic attacking structure. As we circulate the ball from our center back into our left back. Our center back, instead of following his pass, is going to give a deeper, wider angle into here. If he was to follow it though, it'd be easier for him to be pressed. But it creates an extra 5 to 10 yards for them to press, and it creates extra space on the opposite side of the field. And the whole purpose of us having possession is so that we can manipulate the defense, so that we can pull them out of certain areas of attack. So if we know our right winger is really badass, like 1v1, we would emphasize position to try to get the blacks to over to this side of the field and quickly try to change the point of attack. So that way we can have the right winger and let him be isolated. Our center back gives a deep angle. Our goalkeeper shifts. Our other center back shifts to give the angle, and they also give a better angle and keep the integrity of our shape. Our 6 or defensive mid slides into the half space. As you can see, it maintains a triangle between these 3 players. If the blacks all shift across and they maintain good shape, then right away we're going to recycle the ball. So they all slide across, they maintain good shape. So we recycle the ball to the center back. Our outside backs are backpedaling out. The one that played the ball is supporting. Our goalkeeper is also an option. So now we want to quickly come into the opposite center back and try to get forward into the outside winger, which will look for like a 4v2 or 4v3 on this weak side. Most teams are going to shift across. If for some reason that there is space, it'll trigger a pattern that I'm going to talk about right now. Defensive mid slides across to maintain the shape. Center back gives a deep angle. Our weak side center back slides across to remain and to keep the defensive shape. You see the triangle? In front of the ball, if the outside back has space, That's going to trigger all the runs from all the other players. Our right wings are going to check in. Our central wings are going to try to get into the half space higher or overlapping to overlap and open up space. We have a lot of options here. In this particular case, though, I'm just going to go about circulating. Okay, let's recycle the ball back to the center back. And we're looking to circulate the ball quickly. Let's just say that the blacks haven't shifted centrally. Now we're going to open up the ball vertically. Now we got a 3v2. Our defensive midfielder would support. Our center midfielders will compact. Our outside backs will get involved. And our goalkeeper would come up and cover the space in between. The only difference is if our center backs are under pressure, then we would ask our 6 or our defensive midfielder to pop up between them. For example, we'll ask our defensive midfielder to pop in here to basically be a part of a back 3. That's only if they're pressing us. So now that he's occupying this channel, we don't need 3 guys here, which will allow rotation with our winger to step into the half space, and our central midfielder will be able to pop in centrally, so that way he can support the defensive midfielder there. He can decide to drive or maintain possession. We're pulling our defensive midfielder into here. Hopefully we can pull their shape out and we can play in, across, and attack from behind. Back 4 circulating the ball until we can go forward. If there's space and the center backs are wide, we pop our defensive midfielder in between them and we perform a back 3 and we push the fullback up higher. That's the basic attacking structure.